Welcome back. In the previous video, we learned how to calculate the required resources for activities. Now, in this session, we will take it a step further and learn how to assign resources to tasks or activities in MS Project. Okay, so proper resource allocation ensures efficiency, prevent over allocation, and helps in the cost tracking. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so first of all, you need to add a column. Okay, so with the column for cost. Okay, if you will not have a column, so you can add. So simple, click on add column, then press C, and then you can here cost column. Okay, so now click on save option. Actually, in MS Project, we can assign resources on activities using different methods. Okay, I will assign resources using different methods. Okay, so step by step. So you can use any method for assignment of resources on activities in MS Project. Okay, so first, here we have the main tab. You can see resources. Under resources, we have the assignment options here. Okay, so under assignments group, you can see assign resources. Click on this option. A dialog window will appear. Dialog box you can see here. Okay, so uh, okay, so actually I need to choose the first here activity. You can see first one is the resource project work start. So that is the milestone. So I don't need to assign any type of resources on a milestone. Okay, so second we have the resource mobilization. So this is the task, this is the activity. So because we have put here the 7 days duration, so it's mean this is the task, so we will assign resources on activity. So first let's take overview of this dialog assign resources. Okay, so under task you can see here we have the resources list option. Okay, so simple click on this plus sign button, and here you can see we have a filter by option here. And actually if you will uncheck this option, so you can see this option is inactive. Okay, so select the checkbox under filter by option. Okay, so if you want to filter by a particular category of the resources criteria, then in this list click the resources by, you can see resources, a drop down button. Okay, so you can see here, so the resources who meet those criteria are then listed in the resources table. You can see we have different options here. Okay, so now actually we have here you can see cost, material, and work in the previous videos when we define resources in MS Project. So we have used these three options. Okay, under a resource type: cost, material, and work. Okay, so if I choose the cost resources, so you will be able to see here only the cost related resources. Again, click on drop down. The second option we have material, and now you can see we have material related resources. Okay, so again click on drop down. So next let's choose work, and then we will have the work related, again work related resources. Actually work related resources we will have manpower and machinery. Okay, click on drop down. So let's next click on again choose all resources to show all these resources including resource type, cost, work. Okay, and material. So you can see all these resources will have under the resource name column. Okay, you can see here we have the available to work option. Actually select this check. Okay, box, select this check box if you want to filter by the amount of time or resources available to work. Okay, so then this box, and enter the minimum number of hours, the resource must be available to work. So the resource who made those criteria are then the listed in the resources table. Okay, so we can put here for the resource. You can see we can choose here, but we don't use this option. Okay, if you want to use, so you can. Okay, to sort out for the minimum available resources. Okay, as per your hours. Okay, or this. So you can also again uncheck this option if you don't want to sort out, if you don't want to filter out. Okay, by the way, let me show you one thing more here. You can see here more filter. Click on this option and task. You can see resources. Okay, filter for task, filter for resources, and if I click on organizer, so a new window will pop up for the organizer for views, for reports, for modules, tables, filters, calendars, maps, field in groups, etc. You can see. So you can choose the required, you can do these settings as per your requirement for the filters. Okay, so I hope this is clear. Now click on close. Okay. Okay, so now let's start it to assign these resources on the task. So first you can see we have here a resource mobilization. Okay, so this is the task, and uh, actually resource mobilization is a task. In this task we will mobilize the resources from one place to another, means from it could be from old site to new site, from go down to new site, from supply to new site. Okay, so definitely we will require the resources where we want to start our project. Okay, so mobilization of resources is necessary. Okay, so without resources, we cannot complete any task. Okay, of like a construction project, especially. Okay, so this is the activity, that is the resource mobilization, and it will take 7 days to complete. Okay, by the way, in a previous video, we have learned how to calculate the required resources for this specific activity. So you can calculate before assignment. Okay, again, I'm going to repeat, you should calculate all the required resources before assignment of resources in MS Project, or if you are using any tool of a PM for planning and scheduling. So you should calculate. Okay, so this is the example here. Okay, so this will be the example. I have already told you how you can calculate. Okay, so we have calculated, I have. Okay, so I know how much resources I need, so that's why I will directly going to assign resources. Okay, so here you can see resource mobilization will take 7 days to complete. So according to this resource mobilization, I need to assign resources. Okay, first thing, now there could be two conditions. First, if a company will have its own transportation, so in that case we will assign the fuel expenses, depreciation expenses, and other expenses. Okay, if a company will not have its own transportation, so obviously they will contact to the third party subcontractors, or to the logistic they will contact to the logistic company. Okay, so here we are going to suppose that we have to do this task outsource. You understand, outsource means to we will deliver to the third party. Okay, to the subcontractors, to the logistic company, that they will mobilize our resources. Okay, you understand. So for this task we need a lump sum. Let's suppose for subcontractor, I have just assigned under the cost to, I just took the two example for the, I have generalized a subcontractor. We can use subcontractor for all the for the logistic company, for the for the other subcontractors, for the MEP, for the electrical, for the mechanical subcontractors. But I have one simple example. If you need a proper uh, grouping, or if you want to add some more subcontractors with proper names, so you can again go to the view, you can click on resources, and you can add here, let's suppose, transportation cost, like the logistic cost, like that. Okay, you understand? So you can add it. By the way, I'm going to add a resource mobilization. Okay, so sorry, I should put here in resource name, and I will example. This is the simple example. Even you can add later. Okay, you can see here. So actually accrual type will be the prorated. Okay, so means the partially payment. Click on save. Again, go to the Gantt chart. Okay, so now choose this resource mobilization. Go to the resources, assign resources, and let's add this from here. Okay, so uh, actually you can sort out from the alphabets. Okay, you can see A, B, like that. Okay, so resource mobilization. Okay, so for resource mobilization, we will add here the lump sum cost. Let's suppose its budgeted cost will be the $10,000. Okay, so you can see I have just directly put in under the cost option. I didn't choose units. Okay, so here you can see R&D. Actually, it's mean the requested and demand. Okay, so if I click on double click in this option, so again you can see the resource information dialog box will appear. Actually, we have already learned how to the settings for resource planning in a very detail in the previous video. Okay, so you can again check from here. Okay, click on close. So next, let's suppose we need a journal labor. Okay, journal for the journal labor, we can add the helper. We can add the journal labor. Some. Okay, so let's suppose we need 5 journal labors. Okay, then let's suppose we need to assign helpers, 3 helpers, like that. So now you can see we have assigned units for here, for the journal labor, for helper, and for the resource mobilization, because that was the under group cost resource type. So that's why we will directly put here the cost here. Okay, so now if I click on OK, so you will be able to see here actually it's a total cost for the resource mobilization. Okay, I hope this is clear. Okay, so now move to the site clearance. Here we have the site clearance. Again, we will go to the resources, then click on assign resources, and let's start the site clearance. Resources for the site clearance. For resources for the site clearance, we need to assign a one site engineer. Okay, assign. Scroll down. Then we need a PM. Okay, we have project manager 1 PM assigned. Then for the site clearance, uh, we need a machinery, and we need a okay, so we need the machinery, machine operator. Okay, let's first assign the machinery, and according to the machinery we will assign the machine operator. Let's suppose we need a one excavator. Okay, so one excavator is okay. So go to the D category and let's choose the dumper. I think we don't have a dumper here, huh? Bulldozer. Okay, let's assign one bulldozer. Okay, click on assign. Okay, so we have assigned two equipment, bulldozer and excavator. So let's add two machine operator. Okay, so two means okay, look, two machine operators. Okay, so you can see if I click on close, so you can see its cost will be appeared here. Actually, I want to show you one more thing how actually system is going to calculate. Okay, so it's also important. Okay, so let me show you. We have assigned here journal labor 5. Okay, you can see we have assigned here journal labor 5. Okay, fine. 5, and this task will take 7 days to complete. 5 into first, uh, let me show you. 7 days into 5. Okay, so then we will multiply with your the 8 hours, standard 8 hours. Okay, so let me open a calculator to verify our cost, please. So 7 days is the duration, multiply by 5, number of persons will be 35, then multiply 8 hours. So here we have the total units 280, and let's verify its cost. Okay, here we have the general labor, so let's verify its cost, please. Go to the view resources, and let me close this window. For the journal labor, here is the journal labor and cost. We have a $13. Okay, so let's multiply with 13 here and 3640. Now let's verify, is it okay or not. Go to the Gantt chart, choose this activity, resources, assign 3640. Okay, so I hope you understand actually how system is calculating this cost. Okay, so okay, clear. So now let's assign some resources on the layout marking. Here you can see we have a layout marking, assign resources. Okay, for layout marking, you know that you can see simple marking. We need a supervisory staff here. Okay, so we need a one site engineer, okay, assign. Then uh, we need a surveyor. Let me check if we have one. uh, Product manager should be available on the site when we will do the marking. Okay, so and one foreman. Okay, foreman is also should be available. A foreman should be available for the site clearance and resource mobilization as well. Okay, and let's add the general labor. Let me help assign the general labor 3. It's fine. Okay, so okay, so we need a surveyor as well. Let me check if I have, but we need a surveyor. We need a total station operator as well. Okay, so I'm sorry. I think I missed the resource. Okay, so by the way, we can add, but I'm going to replace. Okay, so I'm going to assign a two mason. Okay, okay, for as with the replacement of your surveyor. Okay, so okay, if you will not find any resource required resources, so you can define later, please. Okay, Click on close and you will see here it's a cost. Okay, so resource mobilization budgeted cost we have according to the resource mobilization, we have a 16,160 here. Site clearance, here you can see 34,800, and next we have a layout marking. For layout marking, $6,960, and on the top you can see we have a cumulative for $57,920. Okay, so now let's move next. Okay, so next we are going to start the let's assign resources on the activities of a construction work block. Okay. So first, again, we have these milestones. We don't need to assign any resource on this milestone. So excavation block. Okay. So I have just shared the one method how to assign resources. So you can use this method, or you can double click on this resource. You can see, sorry, double click on a specific activity, and task information dialog box will appear. Okay, so next choose the resources. Here you can see we have a resource name, okay, units and cost, then assign honor. Okay, so let's start. Okay, click on drop down and you can see we have all these resources. Okay, so we can choose, we can sort out, or we can just write the first name. Let's suppose for the excavator, excavation, we need a project manager. Okay, enter. Then site engineer, enter. Let's suppose general labor, enter. Helper, enter. Okay, then dumper, I'm sorry, bulldozer, choose, enter. Then excavator. Okay, you can click on drop down, then you can choose required resource from this list. Okay, or you can just type here. Okay, if you have already the if you have entered that resource, so that will be appeared. Okay, like this. Okay, so next we need a one. Okay, so let me assign one more. That is the format. Okay, so by default you can see one unit here. Okay, one unit units. Okay, so the project manager, we need a one. Site engineer, we need a one. Then general labor, how many labor, how much, how many general labor should assign? Let's suppose three. Yes, three is enough. Then helper, four helpers. Okay, so bulldozer one, then excavator. Let's suppose one bulldozer is enough, one excavator is enough, one foreman is enough. So this is the way how we can assign the resources from this window. And let me click on OK, and its cost will be appeared here. Double click on this again. So after clicking on OK, so you will be able to see here the, if you will open this task information dialog box again, so then you will be able to see here the cost at the front of each resource which we have assigned on this specific activity. Here I just want to share one more thing related to the units here. Okay, so let's move to the view, then click on resources. By the way, actually I am just trying to cover everything. Okay, so to make sure everybody is getting well. Okay, it's important. Okay, because why? Because here you can see it's a maximum. Again, we have the units here. So let me show you the one setting. Please go to the file, then go to the options, and under schedule we have already covered this all the basic information about the scheduling and etc. And this show assignment units as a, we have here two options. If I click on percentage, so you will see here Click on OK. So here you can see this. We have in a percentage. Okay, 1 equal to 100%. Okay, 2 equal to 200%. 4 equal to 400%. Okay, so let's click on Gantt chart and double click here. And now again you can see units has been converted into the percentage. Okay, so actually sometimes it's depend on the company policy. You have to use the decimal, or if you want to use the percentage. So it's up to you. You have to follow your company policy. Okay, so let me change the setting again. This actually it was important, so that's why I have just show you everything. Okay, so now click on OK again, go to the file, options, schedule, and you can change from decimal percentage to decimal. Now we have decimal. Click on OK. So again, let me show you. Under resources, we have the decimal, numbers, Gantt chart. Okay. Here you can see again we have. Okay, so you can choose as per your requirement. So next we have foundation steel work here. So double click on this task, then go to the resources, and we will choose the required resources. Okay, so let's suppose this is the foundation steel work, and we need first PM should be available here. Okay, one thing more, please. It's you can see we have here the parallel task. Okay, it means the foundation steel and foundation shuttering will be parallel at a time. And if I zoom in, so let me show you here. You can see here. So both are the tasks are parallel. So double click on first task, resources. We need a PM. Okay, look, PM. Okay. Just you can write, you can type here, project manager. Okay, and you can say you can put like this. 0.50 means the half. You can say 4 hours. Okay, because 50% we will assign on this task and 50% we will assign on this task. If we will assign, let's suppose a one for the steel and one for the shuttering, so it will be over allocated. Why? Because we have only one PM. Okay, so and these two tasks will be parallel, means at a time. So we have, in this case, we have to break the resource. Okay, so again, now let's assign the site engineer, and you can say again 0.5. Okay, format 0.5. Then supervisor, I think we don't have supervisor. We need steel, and we have already calculated here. Well, we need a 5 tons for this steel fixer. How many steel fixer we need? We need 4 steel fixer. Okay. Okay, so simple. We will click on OK, and its cost will be generated. Okay, so again, let's assign resources on foundation shuttering. Double click here, go to the resources option. Okay, so for shuttering, we need PM, product manager, 50% here, means the 4 hours. Okay, half, and site engineer, then format for half, then We need a carpenter because it's a shuttering. Okay, we need a carpenter, 5 carpenter and shuttering. Okay, so shuttering for the 750 square feet. Okay, like this. Okay, now click on OK and cost has been updated. Here you can see 62,000. Actually, we have assigned only on these 3 activities. So here you can see $62,380 and $57,920 for the preparation work, and total is up here. That is the cumulative 120,300. Okay, so let's start the resources in a foundation concrete. Okay, so we have a 1 day foundation concrete. Double click and go to the resources. We need a product manager, site engineer, sorry, project manager, site engineer, foreman. Then we need cement, two hundred bags. For this, I'm not going to choose the calculation place, foundation concrete. I didn't calculate the resources for this place. And I am just going to take the simple example. We need a cement, we need a sand. Okay, okay. That is the cubic foot. We don't have calculation as per the ratio. So simple. I'm just going to put here 1,000. Okay, so aggregates 2,000. Then mixture machine. We need a machine operator as well for mixture machine, concrete mixture machine. Okay, so let's suppose to operator. Okay, machine operator. Now click on OK. So cost has been updated. Okay. So this is the second method how we can assign resources on activities in MS project. So let me show you one more method. Okay, so you can see here we have a detail window for the bottom detail window. Under the task, you can click on details, or under the resource. Sorry, under the view, you can also click on details. Task. Then for information, you can double click or you can click on this option. Okay, you will see here the same window. And if you need a bottom detail window, so simply click on details. Okay, so right click here. Okay, so let me show you. Here we have to choose yes, ground floor column, and right click here. Then you can choose the required option. Okay, so resources are a predecessor, resources are a successor. Okay, or work, so resources are a predecessor. You can choose. So we have here ground floor columns. So for ground floor columns, what type of resources we need? We need for the column, let's assign product manager. Okay, so first let's assign the resources, then we will choose the units. Okay, site engineer, product manager, site engineer. Then uh, let's uh, let's assign the format. Okay, columns we need a shuttering as well. Okay, we need cement, we need sand, we need aggregates. Okay, then we need helper. Okay, so one PM, one site engineer, one foreman, shuttering. Okay, shuttering, let's suppose square foot is 120 and 50 bags, sand. Okay, 200, 400, then helper 5. Now, if I click on OK, so you will see here its cost will be updated. Okay, you can see its cost will be updated. Okay, so actually, I don't prefer this method to assign resources from the it's a detailed bottom window. Okay, so you can use, okay, no problem, but I'm going to hide this bottom detail window again. I will use this method, okay, by double click. Okay, resources, and for this ground floor slab shuttering. Okay, for ground floor slab shuttering we need a project manager, site engineer, carpenter, shuttering, helper. For shuttering, for shuttering, scaffolding, we need nails, we need a binding wire, we need other equipments. But sorry, we are just taking examples. We don't have defined here. Okay, so you can see. Okay, okay. So now it's again important. You can see we have three activities which are parallel. Okay, so you can see first activity is the ground floor slab shuttering steel work, then MEP. You know, so actually for MEP we need a pipes, we need PVC. So I'm sorry, we don't define here, but anyways, okay. So carpenter we need a 4, shuttering we need a 200, helper we need a 4. Now click on OK. So actually a symbol you can see here. You can see here we have the indicator. Okay, if you will bring your mouse here, so you can click on drop down. So here you can see you added our resources to this task. Do you want to? We have two options: reduce duration but keep the same amount of work. Okay, you understand? Means reduce the duration but keep the same amount of work. Increase the amount of work but keep the same duration. Okay, so we don't need to increase or decrease the duration. Understand? So okay, so after that we have the ground floor slab steel. Let's double click on it. Let me correct the some resources on this. Okay, so we can say like 3 hours. This one, 3 hours for this one. Okay. Okay. So here next it's okay. Click on OK. You can see whenever. Now we have just a reduce here, so it's going to take more duration, you simply click here and you can click on this option. Change the amount of work but keep the duration same. Okay, you can see again we will have a 10 days. Okay, after modification you can make sure you have to choose the right option because your duration should not increase. For the ground floor slab steel, let assign project manager for 3 hours, site engineer for 3 hours, foreman for 3 hours. After foreman, so next we have the okay. So for this ground floor slab steel, so we need a steel. We need 2 tons. Then steel fixer. Sorry, fixer 3. Okay, click on OK. So its cost will be there. And next we have our MEP and double click here. For MEP, we need the some other resources for MEP, but we do not assign. We sorry we didn't define here. Okay. So okay, so let's suppose we need s- some manpower from the supervisory. Sorry, project manager 2 hours. You can calculate. We have assigned. I'm just giving you the example of a project manager. 3 hours, 3 hours, and sorry, 3 hours on the shuttering slab shuttering, 3 hours on the slab steel, and 2 hours because we need to make it equal to 8 hours. Okay, so 2 hours on the MEP because these three three tasks will be the parallel. Okay, so you have to calculate according to the duration because this is the critical task. Okay, we can assign 4 hours on a ground floor, but you can assign 2 hours on this, 2 hours on this because this is the parallel task. Okay, so next we have the site engineer. Okay, 2 hours, foreman 2 hours. Okay, so for after foreman we need plumber. Okay. We need a mechanical like a welder, electrician, and a plumber. That's assigned to electrician, to welder. Let me check if we have a welder. Two welders. Then click on OK. So its cost will be generated. Okay, so after that we have a ground floor. Okay, so I hope you understand how to assign resources on activities. Okay, like this. Let me click on save option. Okay, so let me show you one thing more, please. Here, this is the, this is the ground floor slab concrete block A. Okay, so now we have to assign resources. I'm just giving you the one example, please. I'm going to choose a product manager. Okay, so let me assign here three, please. Just want to show you its effect. Okay, so now you can see the ground floor slab concrete will take 1 day to complete. Okay, so now I have assigned here. Let me show you it again. I have assigned here the project manager. In under units, you can see three. Okay, so now cost has been generated. Okay, there is no issue. Cost has been generated, but there is no change yet. You can see in the duration, but here you can see a indicator. Okay, so actually if you will bring your mouse over there, so you can see this task has over allocated. Let me show you, sorry. Here, this task has over allocated resource. Right click for options. If I right click, so you can see fix in the task inspector, reduce work, increase duration. Okay, listen, reduce work, increase duration. Okay, so let me show you one thing more. This is the if I double click here, this is the project manager, and I will go to the view, then resources sheet, and now on the top of list you can see we have here this resource is over allocated. So that's why we will see here in the Gantt chart, we will see here this symbol. Okay, so this is over allocated, means we have assigned resources more than the available to assign, means the more than to the limit. Okay, so you can see we have a maximum, means one is available to one, and if I go to the peak, so you can see we have assigned a maximum three. Okay, three. The available is the one, and we have assigned three. You understand now? So let's suppose I want, if I will increase the limit like this, so it will be automatically removed. Indication will be automatically removed. You can see here. There is no indication. And if I will go again to the resources sheet, and if I again put here one, so you can see here again we have an indication here. Okay, so let me right click here. Okay, look, increase duration. How many days we have here? 3 days will be increased. Okay, so but now there is no over allocation indication. You understand? So it's mean on the back end we have one manpower, we have one product manager, and we cannot assign three. When we have a one, we cannot assign three for a 1 day. You can see, so system, when I will increase the duration, so you can see this will be automatically reduce. Sorry, the over allocation will be also removed. Again, I just undo it. Okay, so again you can see here. Let me right click here, and you will see reduce work. Okay, so what it does mean? Okay, again go to what happened? System will automatically make it equal to the available. You can see here peak is one and maximum is one. Again, Gantt chart. So okay. Okay, right click, fix task inspector. Okay, so here the inspector, you can see we have the ground floor, slab concrete block A. You can see the peak units. So we have three. Actually, here you can see resource working beyond their maximum capacity. You understand now? So again, we have three options here. It's interesting. Okay, you can see here. So name project manager, resources the project manager, peak units we have of 300 means actually here again you can see system is going to show you in the percentage. Okay, we have already we have choose the decimal, it's okay. So but it is understood. Okay, you understand maximum is the 100 but peak is okay. Actions increase duration to fit work. Okay, it's increased duration, reduce work to fit the duration. You understand? Yeah, we have already done. Add more people means at back end we, if we will, first I have already done. So if we will increase the availability of a manpower means for the project manager, so it will be automatically removed indication. Okay, so this is, the task inspector is going to give you the complete detail about the this resource. I hope this is clear. Okay, so you can use these things. You can follow these instructions. So it's very helpful. Okay, so I will just click on cancel and no, actually I need to assign only one. Okay, we don't need to assign them extra resources. Okay, so because we don't need to do the over allocation. Okay, so and you I will. Okay, so still you can see there here will be 1 day, 3 days, and there is increased duration. I will do, I will click on this drop down on this indication, and I don't need to change the duration. Okay, so again I will choose the option, so you can see here we have a 1 day again. Now again click on save. Okay, I hope you understand about all these indicators and over allocation and everything. Okay, by the way, well, later we will also work on the over allocation uh, when we will have the over allocation like this, when we will assign more extra resources on activities. So how to shuffle them, how to the do the resource leveling in scheduling. Okay, so that will be definitely very important. Okay, so I will make a video on this. Okay. Okay, so one thing more, please. We can use these resources one by one. We can assign one by one resources on all these activities. One by one means you can go to the specific task. You can assign resources. Okay, so like this you can do. But if you don't want to assign, but this is the option. Okay, optional, this is the not appropriate way, but because I'm a teacher, I'm a just trainer, so I will guide you everything. Okay, you understand. So many people, or many companies don't use this the resources assignment like this on the task one by one, how many resources we need for the excavation and units and everything, because it's time taking. First you need to do the uh, calculation for the resources to identify then you have to calculate the resources, how much resources we need for the each activity. So it's a really time taking, but it's interesting. Okay, it's very important. But many actually again it's depend on the company policy. Okay, so I'm not going to add anything from myself or from my side. Okay, so actually it's depend on the company policy. So you should follow your company policy, but I'm going to share you one more technique. You can say technique or you can say method to show here the cost. Okay, so first of all we will go to the resources sheet, and at the last, in the last, let me add one head for the budgeted cost. Simple. Then I will choose cost. Okay, you can choose here like this. Then go to the Gantt chart, and look, I will not assign any resource here, but I will choose a budget, budget cost, and I will assign here, because for this, for this technique or for this method, you should have a homework. If you want to make it the equal cost to your schedule or the task cost or your schedule cost with the BOQ, so you can use this technique as well. Let's suppose we have already calculated, and its cost is lump sum. Let's suppose 20,000. Okay, the ground machinery work. So I will put like this. Okay, you understand. So I didn't assign any resources like the manpower, material. For the block masonry we need to assign a masonry uh, manpower. Okay, mason worker, and we need a seamer, we need other like a cement, sand, like that. Okay, we need other maybe we need equipment. So you we have just avoid. Okay, so we have just assigned the cumulative lump sum budgeted cost. You can also assign like that. Okay, but when we will assign the cost like this, so we will not have the ask for the manpower or units available to calculate the units for the manpower or other machinery. Okay, so this is the very simple way. Okay, so let's again assign the cost for this one. Okay, ground floor plumbing work. Again, I will choose the budgeted cost for this one, and let's suppose we have already done the calculation. Okay, so it will take 15,000. So simple like that you can see we can assign here. I will assign only the resources on construction work block in this video. Okay, maybe I will assign later on all the uh, other resources. Okay, other activities for the B and C block and final phase, because reports will be based on the assignment of the cost or costing reports, or like a cash flow or earned value, etc. But the many other reports will be based on your assignment of resources. So you should assign. But in this video, just I will assign up to the rectification. Okay, so here we have the ground floor of finishing. Okay, so again I will assign here the budget cost. In budget cost, let's suppose we have already calculated $50,000. Click on us. Okay, so it will be directly assigned. Again, budget cost simple 40,000. No, sorry, for inspection, ground floor inspection, we need a 5,000. Okay, so simple. Click on rectification. 8 days to complete. Again, I will choose budget cost, and I will assign here its cost, lump sum cost. Let's say 20,000. So this is the way how we can assign 3M manpower, material, machinery, and overhead expenses. Or you can also create a one head for the budget cost. You can give any name to this the budget cost. Okay, so you can assign lump sum cost. Okay, so for example, let's suppose you want to verify your construction work block A total cost with your BOQ. Okay, so like this you can verify. Okay, you understand? So This is the way we can assign the cost, we can assign the resources on our project to generate the budgeted total cost. Okay, so I hope everything is clear. Thank you so much for watching this video. See you in the next video.